How do you get your ex back? Man, I know the pain, the stabbing pain in your heart when you've just broken up and you feel like the entire world came crashing down on you. And now you're like desperately trying to find answers and the solution to get her back. So, my man, I'm going to show you how you can get her back. All you need is your phone, a journal, or an iPad, and your brain. There's one more condition, bro, which is if she broke up or if you broke up because she cheated on you, man, bro, there's no way that you take her back. And you shouldn't want her back. Simple as that. Okay, can we agree on that? Awesome, my man. So, first thing that we need to do, man, to get her back is this. I want you to either take your iPad or your journal and do this. I want you to create a list. Yeah, write a chart. Why is this not working? Write a chart, and then you write down, okay, man, why didn't this work out? And then you list all the things that you know why it didn't work out. This might be lack of communication. This might be different like growth opportunities. Maybe you wanted to study somewhere in a different city. Maybe she wanted something else from you that you didn't give her in that moment, right? And this is very important because this will help you find closure and accept the reality for what it is. This is the biggest thing that most men struggle with when they reach out to me and ask for support with dating, relationship advice, yada, yada, yada. They struggle to accept reality. They desperately want to find a solution to something that they cannot control in that moment, which is they want to desperately reach out to her and like fix everything. But in that very moment, the best thing you can do is to accept reality for what it is. You two have broken up. And if you want to move on or if you want to move forward, if you actually want her to get back, you cannot simply do the same things that actually led to the breakup. That's simple. That's stupid. Einstein already said that if you do the same things over and over again and expect different results, that's insanity, man. So that's why that's why you need to start writing down why you believe this relationship failed, and most importantly, man, how you have contributed to this situation. Did you slack? Did you let yourself go? Did you stop communicating? Did you close up? Did you withdraw? Were you needy? Did you get too attached too quickly? Those are all questions that you need to ask yourself. And I've written down a few more questions actually. Let me check them out again because they are very, very powerful, right? So what were the main differences between you two that you couldn't reconcile, that you couldn't agree on? Was she more of a communicator? Did she wanted more love than you could give her in that moment? Write this down, man. You need to write down everything that you guys essentially that you guys disagreed on, right? And anything that you believe contributed to the breakup of this relationship. Now, why does this work? Why is this so important? Because it will help you, as I said, to accept the situation. And if you struggle with accepting the situation, now here comes the deal breaker, bro. This is a crazy tool, man. This really works with all my clients. Accept the resistance to the situation. So that means, okay, I can accept, okay, we're broken up, I accept the situation. If you struggle with accepting this, you start saying, okay, I accept that I cannot accept this situation right now. Because, oh man, recording with a cough isn't great, but I'm not going to even cut this out because I want to keep it authentic. So why is acceptance the keystone or the key ingredient for getting her back? It's because without acceptance to this reality, you will always remain in anger, you remain in shame and hatred and resentment. And maybe you broke up because you were so needy, you remain in this neediness stage. And you will not be able to do the next step, which is, I call it the detox, which is detox from your ex. most often, let me put this iPad down. Most often, when you broke up, you both agreed to a no contact period. And this is the most important, but also the most difficult area, area of your life, right? Or thing to stick to. Oh, so many guys have this urge to text her back. Like, I really want to text her. I really want to text her. I haven't heard from her for like a day, which is normal because you texted each other for every day for like maybe months, weeks, even years. So it's natural that you still have this habit in your head, in your mirror neurons or in your neurons that texting her every single day is a habit that you want to indulge in. But as hard as it is, man, you can't do this because you've agreed on getting or taking space, right? Taking the time to reflect back on what has gone wrong and how you can change from here. So now, of course, everyone has been telling you not to text her, right? Giving her the space, accepting and respecting that request. But how can you actually follow through on this? So this is why I said you need your phone again, or you need your phone for this. So what I want you to do right now is take your phone, right, and then look for a contact because I'm sure you haven't deleted her number. And then I want you to add to her name, yeah, I don't know, you go to new contact and then you type in don't text. So let's find the contact, I don't know, me S. So my girl. So I'm gonna tell her, I would text here, I would enter, don't text with explanation marks. So do you see this? I'm not sure you can see this. The reason why this works is because it's a concept called nudge. And nudge essentially means making your life easier or more difficult to do a certain habit, right? So if you have in her name, if you say, hey, don't text, then your mirror neurons essentially, or your neurons will get a reminder like, hey, we need to break this habit, we need to interrupt the pattern, and we don't text her. And that essentially will help you a lot, bro, to don't text her. This will it's a circuit breaker. And then the more you look at this, the more days pass where you don't text, the less stronger the neural connection in your brains are, and that will help you to stay no contact. And then because you have more time available now, because you're not together anymore, you don't text with each other, you don't talk to each other, you have ample amount of time to process and work on yourself, process the pain and work on yourself. And a lot of times what I see, let me get my iPad again. What I see with a lot of guys, the reason why they break up is because of a lack of emotional connection with her, or the longer the relationship, the more emotional connection she was looking for. And most men withdraw, they shut down, or they become too clingy, right? And I want you to go back to your initial list, right, that we've created before, where you listed out all the ingredients for disaster, the things, the reasons that you believe contributed to the situation of the breakup, and then write down how can you actually develop different qualities so that you do not engage in the same mistakes again, right? So if you were needy, if you were clingy, for instance, this is often a sign of, I don't want to go too deep here, childhood trauma, right? So there's one powerful exercise, bro. This was crazy. I have experienced myself so many breakthroughs, and the hundreds of guys I've coached have experienced the same breakthroughs or similar breakthroughs, which was, again, this will take a lot of time, not a lot of time, but this will take like 2-3 hours. You take a journal and then you write down your entire life, bro, from the first memory till today. Anything, every single trauma, every single bad pain, every single win, every loss, you write it down, like like day by day, memory by memory, and really write down how you felt in that moment, because that will reveal a lot of like shit that comes up, right? But you don't stop there, man. Now that will help you with processing a lot of pain from the past, But the next step is also very important, which is looking back at, okay, what was the man she fell in love with, and what kind of man was I or have I become throughout the relationship, and what was the gap between those two men, and how can I become the guy that she fell in love with, and even more work on myself so that through the inner work I become more emotionally intelligent, more resilient, and also more attractive again. Because the reason you broke up is there's a lack of attraction. Either it's emotional attraction or physical attraction. And now you have two things that you need to work on: the emotional connection or the emotional resilience and emotional depth. I've already given you some questions to work through. But now also the physical attraction, which is need to hit the gym again, bro. The gym, a lot of guys say just hit the gym, it will make the pain go away. It won't. The physical pain that you will experience in the gym will only mask the emotional pain. But because I've given you already the things, the right questions to answer, to work on the emotional pain, the gym is a great way to work on your physique and become physically more attractive. Because no matter what they say, women love muscles, right? Especially your ex. So now that you've worked on yourself at the gym, you worked on your emotional depth, and you worked on your emotional resilience and developed just a better character and became a more high quality man. Now, that will take a few weeks, and this will also help you go through the stages of grieving, right? Like rage, grief, acceptance, euphoria, yada yada yada, right? And they come at different stages in that process. And after a few weeks, you will have made ample process, and that's when you can decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to touch base with her and I'm going to show her that you're working on yourself. Because fundamentally, she broke up with you because she didn't bet on your future. She didn't see a future with you because your future wasn't bright. Now, after a couple of weeks of working on yourself, she will notice that you're a different man. And often, especially for my clients, a lot of ex-girlfriends have reached out to them in the span of 2-3 weeks simply because they realized, okay, you actually stuck to your word. You're actually reliable and you respected her space. And that's what a lot of women want. They just want to be seen and to be heard. In that case, they don't want no contact because they need to work on themselves. And you respecting that shows her, okay, this guy is for real. And I underestimated him. And then often she will reach out to you and she will see that you're working on yourself, not for her, but for yourself. And that makes you super attractive. And that's essentially when you can pick things up and have another conversation, right? Because you don't want her to get back, you don't want to get her back right away. All you want is to have another conversation to show her that you're working on yourself, which you're doing through all the inner work that or the tools that I've given you. Yeah. So long story short, once you've done all the work after a few weeks, if she hasn't, in the unlikely event that she hasn't reached out, you reach out to her and then you have a chat. And this is how you get her ex back, because with the tools I've given you, you're going to smash it, bro.